TIFU me, 29F, and my girlfriend, 28F, talked about our marriage with his conservative family. Edit. Title is wrong. We are both females. This happened today. We are in Europe. It is now 5 p.m. in my country. English is not my first language. See, sorry for the mistakes. Today my fiancé, 28F, and I, 29F, visited her parents. Her family is Catholic and very conservative. It took them a long time to accept me, and even now our relationship is rocky at times. My fiancé and I are getting married this summer. Her parents have decided to pay for half of the wedding. The other half will be paid by my family. Initially, I had to wear a suit while my fiancé a traditional wedding dress. After long discussions, for personal reasons we decided to get married both in suits. My future in-laws have to pay for my fiancé's dress, so she had to tell them this. My fiancé was literally terrified by their reaction. During lunch she started a long speech, with the tone and expression of a child's face, that she has to tell her parents that she has made a big mess. When my fiancé finished her speech, her confused parents asked if the reason for all this was just to tell them that she was getting married in a suit. She confirmed this. Her mother breathed a sigh of relief. His father gave his typical big and vulgar laugh. Then he said that it's our wedding, that it's our day, and that if we want we can also organize a wedding with the guests in sort of white tie, and then walking in wearing both a Denver the Last Dinosaur costume. Later, my fiancé's mother explained to us how both their families, fiancé's grandpas and grandma, were very intrusive when she and her husband planned their wedding, and therefore they didn't want to make the same mistake. Lunch and after lunch passed pleasantly. My problem is that I can't shut up. As we were about to leave, I said, laughing, that I thought the idea of Denver's costume was funny, but that it would probably be disrespectful to the guests. My fiancé's father said the only way to disrespect our guests would be food. I asked for an explanation, thinking it was a reference to traditional cuisine. His mother was Italian. He replied that it doesn't matter if we serve Ethiopian pizza or tacos with sushi, but that the food is enough. He then added that if he has to drive for hours, wear a suit in the summer, attend a boring ceremony and spend hundreds of euros on a gift, he expects to be stuffed like a chicken on Christmas Day. No to leave hungry because lunch is 2 ravioli on a lettuce leaf. I turned to my fiancé. Her face was pale and wrapped in horror. The problem is that 2 ravioli on a lettuce leaf is the perfect definition of the catering that she and I have chosen. In particular, she has always been passionate about haute cuisine and she wanted fine food for our wedding. My fiancé managed to act cool, but when we left she started acting crazy, saying we need to change catering and the guests will hate us. She's completely out of her mind and I don't know how to stop her. TLDR. During a lunch with my future in-laws, my fiancé's father made a comment against high cuisine, not knowing that it was the type of cuisine chosen for our wedding. My fiancé has gone crazy and she wants to change the catering service a few months before the wedding. I get that you want to serve fine food, but is this at least a sit-down service? My sister-in-law did something like this, but it was buffet style and no one understood that what was out was it for the food. They had 100 guests and ran out of food after the first 25 guests went to the buffet. Their wedding was beautiful, but 75 people were there for 5 hours with no food and just alcohol. Okay, I'm pretty tolerant on gay marriage and people being who they are, but 2 ravioli on a lettuce leaf would probably upset me as well. Okay, joking, but really, why not serve some filling food as well? If the guests have to go to get a hot dog or burger after, is that a good thing? I don't know if you're looking for suggestions, and I don't know a lot about weddings. But I was at my second one last year and it was fancy, and so was the food. But there was a buffet at 10 or 11 p.m. and it was the best thing ever. Right when everyone gets slightly hungry again, we could strengthen ourselves for all the dancing. Maybe there's a more casual food that means something to your relationship that you could offer as this after-dinner snack, e.g. like hire a pizza truck, so nobody leaves hungry. It may even loosen up the atmosphere if some people are unsatisfied with the haute cuisine. Alternatively, you could not care about these people and enjoy your day as you please. But I strongly suggest the late-night snack buffet either way. It was a huge hit. Have a nice wedding. Not an FUP. You caught a potential problem when there's still time to make changes to mitigate it. You should thank him for the heads up. As someone fluent in FA Therese, I can tell you that he was talking about the quantity of the food, not the quality. I can absolutely assure you that if you put enough food in front of them, they will be happy. As a fat guy, all I have ever wanted at a wedding was for 20 minutes after the fancy but too small portions of dinner finish. Dozens of pizzas to arrive so everyone can lose their minds with delight. I mean, the guy is right. This wound up being so boring and trivial that I'm inclined to break the Reddit code and speak negatively. Sorry. But like, what the hell? So change the food, thread lol. Honestly, I'd be pretty mad if I showed up for a wedding and was treated with the ridiculously small portions characteristic of supposed fine dining. A wedding is not only a ceremony to unite two people, it's also a celebration of their bond. By this logic, you should eat like it's a celebration. Damn it. But hey, that's just me. And your fiancé's dad, evidently. Your father literally stated that he did not want to leave hungry. As long as there are enough appetizers and food available to go around, he will be fine. A wedding is not a place for haute cuisine. It's a place for chicken wings, lasagna, unlimited salad, and cheesecake. He's probably fine with ravioli and lettuce. He just wants a lot of it. Is it a buffet table, where he could load a plate more than once? Or like served plates with a small portion that would make him possibly embarrassed to ask for more? It is your wedding, and thus your choice. But I'd not want guests to go hungry. Make sure there's tons of snacks before and after dinner if dinner itself isn't going to be that filling. You have to remember people's appetites vary massively, and it's a big stretch of time they are around. We had snacks, multi-course meal, midnight snacks. To me it sounds like the quantity is what he's after. You got this op. Just make sure there are enough leaves with ravioli around and you're good. Haute cuisine is nice if you're into it, and either a massive joke or torture if you aren't into it. I wouldn't expect haute cuisine at a wedding, and I would likely have to go out and eat afterwards because I'd be massively unsatisfied. I'd try not to leave the party early, but that would honestly depend on how recently I ate beforehand. Congrats on the upcoming wedding. But as long as changing the caterers doesn't set you back more financially, I'm not gonna lie. You'll very likely have happier guests with a more robust cuisine. Your father-in-law was just being honest without being pushy about the wedding. Like your mother-in-law saw. She had intrusive family, so they are taking a step back. I'm with the Phil on this. Everyone will remember your wedding if they went hungry, not how nice the food looked. I had a 4-course meal at mine, with a dessert to follow. Appetizers and catering was also provided. People loved the food, and there was plenty left over. He just wants you to know that although you want to have this haute cuisine to consider how the guests will feel when they're starved to death because of lack of food. You didn't mess up anything, he's just telling you to keep this in mind without being intrusive. Honestly, the 2 raviolis and lettuce option really sucks for a wedding. You and your bride will not be relaxed enough to enjoy it. And most guests will probably not very care much for it. Maybe do a late night snack. My fiancé and I are doing a Chicago dog cart to come out around 10 p.m. Getting married in Chicago. We aren't going to have enough hot dogs for every guest because we don't expect each person to be hungry again after our reception meal. But late night snacks have become super popular and could be a fun way to add filling food without compromising your haute cuisine. Go eat haute cuisine together and get nice and plenty of food for the wedding. Or go with 20 ravioli on a lettuce leaf.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.